again. This is sponsored by Fan Meal. Makase, makasa, makamakusa. Makase, makasa, makamakusa. Makasa, makamakusa. Makase, makasa, maka. This is sponsored by Fan Meal. You want to talk to your favorite artists, favorite athletes, favorite actors, you go to Fan Meal. You have that one-on-one experience with them. It's crazy today, y'all. Tonight I have Eric B. What's up, baby? I need some questions for Keith Sweat from you. Rest in peace, rap. Earlier this week, Paid in Full Posse. Shout out to BK Mag. I mean, rest in peace. Like, this corona shit too real out here. When I get on this show, I try my best to inform you, but take your mind off the bullshit that's going on, where everybody's passing away. Of course, R.I.P. Fred the Godson. It's just like every day somebody keep dying or something like this, man, and the shit is just overwhelming. So I try to, take you away from there as much as I can. Tonight we got somebody, the big guest. And where them papers up? Did I bring them papers here? Over there? Where them papers at? Oh no, I need the papers. But I'm thinking about the Fat Joe show. We started this to get over the coronavirus. This ain't it. Hold up. The papers I got. Oh, they right here, baby. Come on now. Executive producer Azariah Milan, is her birthday. In 2 days, baby? So she's baking the cake for her birthday. And she likes to bake and stuff like that. And I know it's going to be delicious. It's sad because every year we do it big for her on her birthday. We do it B.I.G. Shout out Ted Smooth, honorary DJ every Friday. He tears this down. It's his birthday today. But I thought about this show and I said, I made a little semi-list and I hope nobody gets upset with me. But on the Fat Joe show, since we started, and this is a family business. This is just me, my daughter. Dre from Cool and Dre has definitely been an executive producer, but we've had the likes of Nori, the likes of Van Jones, Jim Jones, French Montana, Remy Ma, Diddy. Nobody comes off like P. Diddy. We had Remy. We had Mike Tyson, AOC. We had DJ Khaled, Swiss, and Timberland. The Versus movement lives on. You heard about Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu. That's going to be an amazing one. Shout out to all my people out there in Puerto Rico. Todo mi gente de Puerto Rico. I know they got hit hard with a earthquake, and it's just sad, man. Just something. If it ain't the corona, it's the hurricane. If it ain't the hurricane, it's the earthquake. It's like we can't get no luck. And then my people in Puerto Rico say that the hard workers haven't received no stimulus checks from the government. It puts you into thinking some shit. Ari Melba, what's up, my brother? MSNBC, I'll be on there with Bill Crystal next Friday. I'm in the building with my brother Ari, boy. That's the hip hop journalist on that MSNBC. So we had Ari, we had Steve Stout, the legendary Leo Cohen last night. I mean, he spit so much game. Andrew Yang, who went for presidential. He was a presidential nominee. Fabulous, Jeezy, Angela Simmons, Jesse Reyes. We had Raekwon. We had Method Man. We had Westside Gunner. We had Primo, Scott Storch, Amber Rose. We had Marcus Jordan, Jay Williams, formerly of Duke. We had Starberry, Steph Marbury, Donovan Mitchell, Jay Williams. We had Jadakiss, Chubby Baby from the ATL, A&R Extraordinaire. We done had Michael Blackson, Dre of Cool and Dre. We done had AJ from YouTube, Mikey Woods, Angelica Villarroque, baby. It just goes on and go on. And I love talking shit, right? Yo, Ari, man, thank you so much, man. Ari Melba. But I like talking to the people, and so it just flies by. And I just thought for a second about, we've been doing this for close to 2 months, and the guests that have come on here, and it's been amazing. You know, I'm looking for Joe Biden. I'm looking for Michelle Obama. I'm looking for Stacey Abrams. I'm looking for, you know, I'm looking to get real up in here. You know what I'm saying? And just take it up another level. Tonight, Kevin Lyles, what's up? Kevin Lyles, we gotta talk, baby. We gotta talk this week. We gotta talk. You know, your man said, Leo says every day he wakes up to live, not to die. So Leo don't want to just talk about Run DMC and everything he's done in Def Jam's history. He want to talk about Young Thug. He want to talk about Meg Thee Stallion. He want to talk about how he's popping right now running YouTube. So, and that's something everybody got to go. You know, some people, it bugs me out when I see people have like a run, and then when you see them, especially artists, when you see them, they wearing the same, you know, like outfits when they was popping. That shit be bugged out to me. You know, my guest tonight, Keith Sweat, living. I want to save it for him. Yo, Sweat, where you at, man? You playing? Let me see if he's up here. Let's see if he's up here. Nah, he ain't there yet. Keith Sweat, where you at? Yo, Keith Sweat is bugged out, man. But when you get to be, I would like to think I'm cool with one of your idols. You know, an icon is bugged out because, you know, you always look at them in a certain way. We just thankful and here to serve the culture. That's right. That's Kevin Lyles. You know, shout out to Tina. Kevin Lyles talking to the people, and you know, it's right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's right to inform, you know, the youth. You know, if I know, E Philly on the check-in, if I know if you open that door, there's a big fire back there. I gotta tell these young kids, don't open door number 2. There's a fire in there. They saying he's in here. They say he's in here. Is Keith Sweat in here? I don't say he's in here. They saying Keith Sweat is in here. Nah, that's Kevin Lyles, Playboy. Kevin Lyles up in here. My sister. Oh, there you go. There you go. Legendary shit. Oh man, this legendary shit.
What up, boy?
Yeah. Yo, Keith, you still got the waves, man.
Baby, I've been here for a minute, man. I've been here for a minute, man. You was screaming me out, and I was sitting right here waiting on you, baby. What's good?
I know. Let me tell you something, Keith Sweat. Hold up, before you go on. I don't love you. I overlove you. I don't look up to you. I worship you. You're beyond iconic in my book, you know, because when I was listening to Keith Sweat, I had no hope. You know, I was trapping, I was in the streets, hustling. There was no way I knew that I was going to be Fat Joe the rapper and ever even get to talk to Keith Sweat. So you're in a place where you're so untouchable to me. You understand what I'm saying? So when you must, yo, Keith, let me tell you something. I don't act this way with people. Nah, I'm gonna tell you something. Yo, Keith, I don't act this way. You know, when I get around you, I'm always like, yo, Keith, man, you got all this. I'm not like that. Like, I just want you to know, I am not like that with people. I just want you to know that, you know, you are the soundtrack of my life. That's I don't know how else to put it to you. And I'm thinking, you know, Keith Sweat, you're a funny dude, man. And you know what I noticed by watching this Teddy Riley battle? I said to myself, a lot of guys are special. Like, artists are really special. Like, you know, and I guess I'm special. I guess some of my friends come around me and be like, yo, Joe, a trip. You know what I'm saying? But when I get around Keith, I say Keith Sweat is definitely a trip. Now, Keith, Harlem.
Right.
You grew up in Harlem.
Right.
Tell me what it was like growing up in Harlem.
Well, you know, I mean, like it was a struggle like anything else, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the projects, Grand Projects, 125th Street, Harlem, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like, it was like, you know, growing up in the projects, raised by a single parent. So it was kind of, it was a struggle. So I just felt like I had to make something out of my life because I wanted to make my mama proud because she raised 5 kids on her own. So you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? You always
And
want
you
to make
know,
your mama proud.
but the thing about Harlem is that Harlem, and even when I look back at documentaries, like even before we was born, it was
Hmm.
always the place to be. It was always, if you was fly, you ended up in Harlem. Like if you was
Right,
fly, you was from New Orleans, you was from wherever, they was like, yo, we got to get to Harlem, you
right.
know? And so you grew up in Harlem, you know, you grew up in the projects, but you was going outside seeing the biggest guys in the world fly, pushing the Bentleys and all. Like that's always been a part of Harlem, am I right?
Yeah, yeah, everything. God, all the big drug dealers, everything. That was a part of that was hard. That was Harlem. You know what I
Like
mean?
so who was out there? Like Guy Fisher,
All of them, Guy Fisher. The Nicky Barnes area. It was that whole era.
that
You
whole
know what I'm
time.
saying? So that whole
So you
time.
see, you
You
know
know
that.
what
So
I'm saying?
when we're looking at Forrest Whitaker and the King of Harlem and all that, the series, what was it like that? Was it
I
like that
mean,
at
it,
that
it, it,
time?
I mean, I was young, so I seen all that growing up. You know what I mean? I seen them run the Apollo and all that type of stuff. So I was young and seeing all that type of stuff
So you
growing up.
was
So
watching them own the Apollo and all that.
yeah, I was watching them on the Apollo. I was, in the little clubs in Harlem. I seen them in the clubs in Harlem while I was trying to come up and trying to make it and stuff. So we seen all that. That was
And
that was like
when did you say to
that.
yourself, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be a singer. I'm gonna be one of the biggest to ever do. Like when did you say that?
Like that was honestly that was just a side piece for me. That was just something to do for me in the beginning. It was something like, it was something like cuz I grew up in that Blue Magic. I was a kid looking at the Blue Magic, the stylistic, all that. So if
Kicking
that
that.
was yeah, yeah, so that was just that was just a side thing for me at that point. I really didn't take it serious until I started seeing the New Edition on TV and all of that, you know what I mean? Or the New Edition and all that. That's when I started to
So
really
when you
study.
saw like Mr. Telephone
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, all
that's when
that.
you
That's when
said,
I
yo,
was
I could do it.
right. That's when I decided I was gonna do it. Or when I seen Levert, the OJs, and those type of people. So that's when I decided that's what I really wanted to do at that point.
You know, my Uncle Dan, he exaggerates a lot. And and he tells me he used to work with you in Wall Street. Is this true?
But yeah, well, I did. I was on Wall Street. I was used to work with Payne Weber, Prudential, Payne Weber, and commodities. So if he said he was in full world trade with me, he was
Yeah.
definitely in full
That's
world
where he
trade
was
with
at.
me.
He said one day you left and you said, yo, I'm out of here. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
it singing. And he said I don't know if it's true. He said one day you came back in a fly car to Wall Street and you was like, yo, I made it. I don't know. I mean, he'd be exaggerating, Uncle Dan, but I mean,
Nah,
he always
like
tells me
like
that
like
story.
what happened is, like I was on the floor, you know what I mean? So basically, I saw when I dropped out Warner, right? And once I dropped out Warner, I realized I couldn't work because people were sneaking up there asking me for autographs and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it just got a little hectic. So,
It's
real
like,
talk, my man Mark Siegel from ICM called me. He said, "Man, you got to go on the road. The record is too big. You just can't. You can't work. You don't need to be going into work every day no more. The record too big. You can't. I said, man, I'm not leaving my job. I'm not leaving my job on Wall Street.
let
So
me
he
tell you
said,
something.
well, so
I
he
was
said,
sitting,
well,
yeah, yeah.
so he said, well, how much it's gonna take for you to leave the job on Wall Street. I said, listen, let me tell you something. You can give me some money. I'll go on the road for a minute. But then, you know what I'm saying? I'll just take a leave of absence. So what I did was take a leave of absence. But I never quit. I took a leave of absence, but I never went back. So the leave of
So
absence is
that,
still there.
and that's the testimony to where you at now is where your work ethic is crazy. I remember, and I don't want to skip because I want to go back to there, but I remember when I asked you to come perform at my birthday party like 2 years ago, and you was like, Joe, how can I perform? And you gave me your schedule, and you was booked every day. This is a year ago, yo. Keith, you was like, and we moved my whole birthday party around for you because you was only available on a Sunday because you had the whole week booked. I was like, yo, Keith Sweat still getting major paper 2019. Like,
yeah, I was booked up, and I want to thank you for that because I really wanted to be there. You know what I'm saying? It was like really important
I
for
know
me to be at your birthday
you don't know
party.
what you
So
mean to me and what you
yeah,
mean to
so
my people. You
and when you
different.
told me, you was gonna move your birthday party around, you know what I mean? I'm like, hold up, wow, you gonna move your birthday? You know, said, man, I gotta have you there. I gotta have
Yeah.
you there, man. I gotta have
Shout
you
out
there.
to Natina. She went hard for you. So I
Yeah, yeah.
said, so now you become this major success. I'm still in the street. I'm still in the street hard. And I just got to tell you real quick. I was just talking to Swiss Beats. And so there was this guy, you know, rest in peace, good friend of mine. His name was Howie. Howie
Mm-hmm.
was like, he looked like LL Cool J, 7 foot tall. Howie got shot 13 times, 13 times.
Mm.
But he had this 325 convertible piped out wide body kit sound system. Two of them, a white one and a red one. And the only way we knew that Howie was coming is he be turning that corner and he be, you may be young, but don't and it's crazy because even though you was making R&B songs, did you realize you was making drug dealer music, like drug dealer anthems?
I mean, I kind of knew because that was the time I grew up in. You know what I mean? I knew like, oh, I knew that the songs I was doing was like because when me and Ted got together, we put that hard thumping and you know we put that 808 in the joints. So it was that the music that people wanted to hear because you know it made you feel like you had a system in your car even though you didn't have a system in your car.
Yo, you had the
So you know,
808. You was probably the first R&B artist with the 808
yeah,
in
yeah.
the slow R&B, so like that 808.
Yeah, so I have to thank my boy Ted for that. You know what I mean? So, cause Ted was doing the hip hop beat, so I was doing the soft and sweet music. So we decided to just put both of them together. Cause like Ted said to me, I said, man, Ted said, man, I don't do R&B. I said, man, if we just mix the music with the hip hop beat, yo, we got something special. And we started doing that, and then you know, we won with it. You know what I'm saying?
You
So that's
did you watch the Teddy Riley battle with Babyface?
Yeah, I watched it, and honestly, I have to give a shout out to Swiss Beats and Timberland, man. It was such an they doing such an amazing thing for the culture, man. And I definitely got to give them a shout out, man, because
That
that was,
versus. So you was going Teddy or you was going Baby? Because I know you know all of them.
you know, I mean, I got love for Ted because you know what I'm saying. He was throwing that Key Sweat in there too. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like
I'm the same
I
way,
got, you know,
man.
you know, I mean, but you know what I'm saying. You know, I'm friends with both of them. So you know, I mean, like for real, like me and Ted, when we first came out with the my album, we was mixing the album to one of Babyface's records to
That was
make
the
sure the mix
blueprint. That was
right
the
to make sure the
blueprint.
mix was right. You know what I'm saying? So
What mix was that?
that was like when he when I get I forget the album, but I think it was the one where you know I cook your dinner. You know when I get home from work. You know
I
what I mean?
been
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. So
I been
whatever album that was,
alone.
right. Whatever album that was, we was mixing my joint
You was
to that
comparing them
album,
sonically to
right? To make
Sonic.
sure it was sonically right. Yeah.
So now, yo, Keith, let's take you straight to the wedding in New Jack City.
Come on, man.
Oh my
Come on.
God! What was that like? You know, that's going like 100 years from now. They're going back to New Jack City.
Right. Well, the real talk, right? Real talk, and Ted noticed, and it ain't Ted's fault. I was supposed to be singing "Let's Chill" in the wedding scene. You know what I mean?
The
We had wrote,
Let's Chill was gonna be your song. It
yeah,
was wrote for you.
We had wrote "Let's Chill" for that scene, But you know what I'm saying? Something happened where
Yo,
I
this is
didn't get it.
Jopra moment. You know, Diddy called me Jopra, the Spanish Oprah. So this is a Jopra moment. Celeste Chill was written by you and Teddy, and it was really
And
originally
Bernard,
supposed
me
to
and
be
Teddy,
yours.
me, Teddy, Bernard Bell, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be us, we, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Bernard and Teddy wrote the majority of it, but it was supposed to be
To,
my
to,
joint to go into the wedding scene of New Jack City. So what happened is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it ain't had nothing to do with Ted, ain't had nothing to do with nobody. Management made the call that, the song wasn't gonna be my song. I couldn't do the song. Management made that call. And I'm quite sure you know who management was at that time.
hey
You know what
yo,
I'm saying? So I had one day to do a song for the wedding scene. So I went in the studio and wrote "There You Go Telling Me No Again" in one night. You know what I mean?
in one night.
So one night I had to
There
go
you
in there
go, telling me no
because "There You Go
again.
Telling Me No," "There You Go Telling Me No Again" ain't got nothing to do with no no wedding. So I had to go write that song in one night and we just threw it in the movie that because I had to go in the studio that same night and write it because if
And
I
that's a
didn't,
classic.
yeah, if I didn't go in the studio and write it in about 2 or 3 hours,
It
there
wouldn't have
wouldn't have
made it.
been. Nah, it
You
wouldn't
know
have
that,
happened.
and you know that movie is like forever.
Right,
Nino
definitely.
Brown is forever. You know what I
Right. There
mean?
you go.
It's forever. And so being that we right there on your writing skills, because I didn't want to go there, but we're gonna go there. Who else you wrote music for?
I
Uh
mean, I wrote "Freak Me" for Silk. I wrote "Lose Control." I
Freak
wrote
Me.
the whole Silk album, the whole first Silk album. You know, I wrote. I've written for Ron Isley. You know, I've written for Levert. I've written for the OJs. I've written for Drew. Written for Drew Hill. I've written for a lot of people, man. I wrote.
So
You know.
you wrote a lot of stuff, right? I'm gonna say you're the first guy from because it's like this. This is the way it normally works. You Spanish, you want to get out the Bronx, New York, you move down to Miami or you move down to Orlando. You black, you want to get out to Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, you go to the ATL.
Mm-hmm.
At what point you felt like, at what point, because you're the first person in New York to make the transition to the ATL. You are.
Right, I know. I
I
definitely
remember being
was.
a young kid hearing, yo, Keith Sweat down in the ATL wilding out. And I ain't even been to the ATL yet. And they was like, yo, this guy got clubs, he got studio, he got record. Like what made you want to move to the ATL
Well,
that early though?
but yeah, but what happened is this, right? You know, knowing I was on Wall Street. I've always been one of those people that I wanted to get the most for my money. So what happened is I was on tour. I think it was the triple threat tour. It was me, BBD, and Johnny Gill. That tour, that triple threat
I
tour.
remember that one.
So like I had family in the ATL, and they was like, "Man, you need to move to the ATL. You see the little house you getting in New York, you can get triple the size of this house, and for that money in ATL." So you know, once I came to the ATL, I just started looking. I really wasn't serious about moving down here, but I started looking around, and I said, "Damn, you know what, man? I'm getting ready to spend $500,000 to $1,000,000 on this house, and it's small, and I can spend $1,000,000 on this house." And I can and it look like it's worth, four
Yeah,
or
yeah, you
five.
feel like a big dog when
Right. So
and
what
that's
I
the thing.
did,
It's still to
what
this day. You go to the ATL and you can get some shit way cheaper than you could somewhere else. Like we I live in a crackhead house, if you ask me. This is small as fuck. No, I'm telling you the truth. But
right,
my mortgage $13,000 a month. Like, cause I'm in
mm,
Miami on the water. So
right,
it's like, but if I went to the ATL, I'd have got some shit with a dog racing track in front of the shit with some waterfalls and shit. Nah, we always know. Shout out my brother Diamond D. We always know the ATL. The ATL is special. It's a
right.
special spot. So you went down there. It was you, LaFace. It was
Bobby was here.
Bobby Brown was there.
Yeah,
and
he was here.
you had Dallas Austin.
Right.
But you was you know, as far as I knew at that time, Jermaine Dupri, he was young, but you
Right,
was
right.
running the whole ATL. Like the words I was hearing.
Yeah, I had opened up a few clubs here, restaurants here. So I mean, I came down here and and initially I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? It was things that I did here that I couldn't have done in New York. So so I came down here, and like you said, I was one of the first New Yorkers to come down here. And so I just wanted to wild out. I mean, and I had fun doing it. I experienced a lot of things. I wilded out. I did a lot.
Nah,
And
that's
I
another
never
question
thought
I
I would
got for
move.
you, right? Another question I got for you. So I want you to be honest with me, Sweat. This we talking about old shit, but when
Okay.
you got popping, listen, when you got popping on fire, because I ain't gonna lie to you, only time I saw Keith Sweat was in the stadium, Madison Square Garden, some big shit with the band in the middle of the stage. Trust me, I was there, right? And but when you got the most popping, who surprised you? What chicks at that time surprised you that came at you? Like big, like big actress singing, like that you was like, holy. I
I
need
can't
two.
do
I
that.
need two, Keith. That's
No,
20
no,
years,
man.
30 years ago.
I can't do that.
Yo, Keith, that's 20,
I
30
can't
years
do
ago.
I can't. You know how I am. I can't do that.
Yo, Keith, did you ever meet Apollonia?
No, I never met Apollonia. No, I never met her. Never met her. Never met Apollonia. Don't try it, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying
All right.
that. I did, because when I think about Keith Sweat and how much the ladies love you, and I said to myself, like, damn, who went at Keith Sweat? I ain't say you did nothing with him, but you
Right,
just you was just
but
like,
there was a few that came at me that was on but I didn't entertain it, to be honest with you.
it ain't
You know
your
what I mean?
style. It ain't my style either.
Yeah,
It ain't,
I didn't give it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that. Yeah, that you said it right. It's just not me. You know what I'm trying to say?
it's
There was
not my
few.
style either.
Yeah,
Swear to
yeah.
God.
So I mean, I just didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? I just felt like it just drew too much attention for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I just didn't want to do it.
Hey yo, did you ever have another artist that and this ain't you once again you ain't gotta answer, this ain't controversial, but you ever had another artist that you specifically I'm gonna tell you, when I used to sit down to make my albums, I used to put a poster of Jay-Z up where he
Hmm.
was the hottest guy, or Nas or whatever, and I felt if my album wasn't as good as that, or my singles wasn't as good as that, I wasn't really doing. Did you have an artist that you was like viewed as your competition? Like they did their thing and then you was coming with yours.
I mean, like I think every solo artist out at that time, I felt that about. What I'm trying to say? Even groups, I felt like I wanted to compete, and it was a friendly competition. It was because you had Johnny Gill out there, you had Joe Levert out there, you had all them out there. So every time I dropped something, it was really in competition to what they were dropping. To be honest with you, it was never. It was we were friends, but we still were in competition with each other. You know what I mean? Even in concert, it'd be like,
There
yo.
wasn't nobody that you was just like, yo, I'm I'm gonna give this to him. Like this dedicated to, like,
I mean, that's how I felt. No, that's how I felt about everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this to them. You know what I'm saying? They drop something, and I'm like, yo, I'm out do this. I'm out doing with this. I mean, so I just felt like that about everybody, and I think that's what made me who I am, because I was always competitive, but it was a friendly competition. It was not like, yo, I can't stand this dude, or
yeah.
he whack or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we were all friends. We would all get on the phone and talk, talk talk trash to each other. You know what I mean? We would get on the phone and like, yo, nigga, I'm dropping this, I'm doing this. And I would get on the phone like, yo, you need to check this out. And I listen to this. You know what I'm saying? Even with the groups. The only reason I did Silk, right? The only reason I did Silk, right, is because you had Jodeci out there, you had Boys and Men out there, you had other groups out there, right? So I said I need a group that's gonna compete with the rest of these groups because I'm a competitor. I said now if I drop this group, right, and I was hard on them. They'll tell you I was real hard on them. It was like when they was in the studio, I was like, yo, sing it again, and they would say, man, I want to sing it this way. And I said, nah, man, you're gonna sing it. You're gonna be some mini Key Sweats. You're gonna sing it the way I need you to sing it. So they didn't understand it in the beginning. You know what I
But they
mean?
still eating off of that now.
They, yeah, they didn't understand it in the beginning, but they understood it after it came out because Happy Days came out, right? That was the first single off the album, Happy Days, Silk album, right? And it didn't do nothing. And I was kind of nervous because it didn't really hit like I wanted it to hit. Because I was, you know, back then, I was accustomed to everything I dropped, it was hitting. You know, so they dropped Happy Days, it didn't hit. Then all of a sudden, about 4 weeks later, I hear Freak Me getting played all over the country, all over the radio. Like, I'm like, yo, who dropped that record? So the record company hit me, man, we got to put this record, Freak Me, out. I said, Freak Me? I said, hold up, wait a minute. They playing Lick Me Up and Down on the radio? Because during them times, I ain't think they was going to play no Let Me Lick You Up and Down. You know what I'm saying? So they
Tell you
said,
something, when I'm talking about 10 years ago, I made Make It Rain. Stephen Hill, who's my brother, president of BT, never played my video because I had some girls in like bathing suits. And I'm watching the videos now. They got chicks butt naked, blurred out behind Young Thug, Travis Scott. I'm like, damn, they wouldn't even let a girl with like balloons, you know, not even a G-string, the panty, bathing suit. He was like, I told you I don't want no girls in this Make It Rain video. And they wouldn't play my shit. But these guys got butt naked chicks. Like, the game done changed, huh?
right. Definitely. The game definitely done changed because a lot of things they get away with now, we could never get away back in the day. We could never get away with that back in the
And it
day.
never got you upset that they were saying that you was begging for the you know what. They say Keith Sweat. You know, when I think of Keith Sweat, I say I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Right.
The other people can hear Keith Sweat and they like, yo, Keith Sweat, man, he was begging for that
I
body.
love that. You know, I love that. You know why I love it? Because, you know, like Teddy Pendergrass, he was the teddy bear. Everybody had they title. So they call me the beggar. So so when I get on stage, I say, yo, fellas, I beg so you ain't got to beg, baby. So, you know, that's what I do. I beg so you ain't got to beg. So I love the title, and, you know, I'm in my, you know, it's like everybody talking about who the king of R&B. Like, there is no kings of R&B because, you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, there are so many people that do great music. You got Tank out there, myself out there, Bobby out there. You got so many people out here that, Tyrese, you just got so many people out there that really are in their own lane. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just great that we all feel the way we feel about, we are passionate about. I forgot Joe. That's my man, Joe. And we're just passionate about
I
the
know
music like that.
Joe Legend.
Yo, that's my boy. You
But
know,
let
Joe,
me play this
Johnny.
for you right here, Keith. And marinate for 1 second.
I wanna feel, I wanna feel, I wanna show you, man. I want your body.
Yo, Keith, you don't know what this record means to me.
You told me you would.
Give it to the people what this means to me.
Tell them the story you told me, Joe.
And who could? Nobody. Nobody. All right, I'm gonna tell you a story, man. When I got with my wife, right, I was scared to fly, and when nobody came out, I would drive back and forth to Miami, and I had a Lexus at the time, and I would have her on the pet. You know, when you in that Butterflies, that brand new shit, I would play that song at least 50,000 million times from the whole New York to Miami singing, and we sing it back to each other. And shout out to Raul, my brother. He was like tired of nobody. And so this song, it hit different. It hit different to me because it's everything to me. How did you come up with Nobody, man?
And I just happened to be in the studio, and you know, I was just like, what can I do? What song can I come up with that's just flying crazy? You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, we just started messing with the chords, and I wanna see you, and it just was like that, and like we was messing with the chords. Who can love you like me? Nobody. So we was just messing with the chords like that, and we was just playing around. And I said, yo, if I just say on every line, I just say nobody, like that'll be fly. It's like a chant, you know what I'm saying? So it ended up being the way it was.
What's a chant?
It's just a chant, you know what I'm saying? So they use it for everything now, you know what I'm saying? So
let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you about all your fans that ever been to a concert that Fat Joe's at a Key Sweat. They're like, that boy a fool. Yo, I be in the middle of the lane singing that shit like it's me. I'm so embarrassing when I go to a Keith Sweat concert. I'm gonna give you one more. This is one of my favorite sleepers from Keith Sweat, but I want to ask you about this.
I got something for the fellas this time around.
This is different, Keith. Yo, Keith, these girls were singing though, like they were singing, like they was different, Keith.
Yeah.
This girl was singing, man.
Those were my babies, cut
She
close.
tried to take you out, then you came at the end with the. She tried.
Yeah.
The time has come for us, ooh, baby, to get real busy, baby.
It's different.
Oh, yes, it has.
That's different, Keith.
And you don't have to be afraid of my love.
Wow.
Woo.
I be forgetting about them joints, man.
Wow. Keith, you call on the check-in. They was bringing that shit. Get up on it. Woo. Yo, this girl was going crazy. I was scared for you right here. But then
You ain't had to be scared. You didn't have to be scared for me, baby. You didn't have to be scared for me.
I like it, girl, when we get real freaky, baby.
You ain't have to be scared for me, baby.
Yo, this shit. Hey, yo, Keith, this different, man. Yo, Keith, this girl, this cut close. Where did you find them? Was that your group?
Yeah, that was my group too. You know, actually,
somebody Timbo the King, Timberland on the checking baguette.
After the somebody definitely they brought them to me in the studio, and you know they said, "Yo, I got some girls that can sing." You know, like I'm real funny about singers, female singers. Like it's like, let me hear you riff, and that girl riffed one time for me. Like all it took for her to do was riff one time, and And that run was so crazy and ridiculous. I said, all right, come on, we go in the studio tonight. It was like instantaneous.
Like that.
It was just like that,
That's how
instantaneously.
when I met God Bless the Dead, Big Pun. I heard him rap one time, put him in the car, let's go studio tonight. Like, it's
Right.
really nothing. You know, when you know Keisha Cole's on the check-in, Timberland's on the check-in, Swiss Beats on the check-in, the whole industry's on the check-in, Keith Sweat. They all really want to know. I'm going to tell you what they called me behind your back. Swiss said, would you do the verses, you and Bobby Brown?
I'm gonna talk to Swiss about that off the IG. But I wouldn't. I won't. I have to do it live if I did it.
Like perform it?
Yeah, it would have to be a performance.
Yo, we don't need no Teddy Riley shit over here, yo, Keith. If you go in here, yo, Keith, you gotta play this shit off your phone with the computer. No Teddy Riley shit, Keith.
Nah, it would have to. No. That's my boy. I mean, you know what I'm saying. We had those are technical difficulties, man. It wouldn't be like that. No, we would have to. If I did it, I think it would. It's got to be a situation where it's, you know, it's a live thing for me. You know me. I'm live.
You ain't got to do that. You ain't got. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But if you would wanted to, the word I've been hearing about, the words I've been hearing, Timberland said you got to do it. The words I've been hearing is Bobby Brown, Keith Sweat, who's the real king of R&B. That's the talk. But I'm saying,
you forgot about my boy Jacquees, man.
Nah, fuck out of here with that. He's a good guy. He's a good kid.
That's my dude.
He's hot. He's a beautiful guy. He got a song with my artist Angelica Villa. We love him, the Birdman. But no, we talking about.
That's my boy.
We talking about Clash of the Titans. We talking about the Coliseum in Rome. I
know they can. I'm gonna let Tim and Swiss call me, and y'all, all three of y'all can team up on
Not
me.
me. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just a fan. Yo, listen.
Y'all can all team up on me.
And they called me behind your back, and they said, "Yo, man."
Yo, I'm gonna get him my number off the air. Y'all, they can hit me up. Sweat. I know Swiss already got my number because he gotta have my number. Swiss already got my number, but he can hit me.
Thank you very much.
I know. I've been listening. Everybody been.
Look, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it, that's the name people been throwing in the
Yeah,
air.
everybody been calling me about that. Everybody, man.
They've been mentioning Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that's the because there's really in my era there's nobody else. The other person you can't do it.
The other person can't do it, huh?
Yeah, so there's nobody else in my era, you know what I mean, other than Bob. I can't even think of nobody else in that era, that whole New Jack Swing era, you know what I mean? Because outside of that era, it doesn't work, you know what I mean, for me, you know what I'm trying to say? So Bob would be probably for me the closest thing. I can't really think of anybody else. If somebody else could think of somebody else and throw them at me, I'm good, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think, it would probably have to be a live thing for me for me to make it work. It would.
They're gonna do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I was doing some snooping around, and they told me you had the most legendary dice games in the ATL in the history of dice. They said you had Diddy Shook. They said you had Diddy. You was killing them dudes.
Yeah. I mean that's either 7-Eleven or CeeLo. You know, but that's that CeeLo's that Harlem thing, baby. 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying?
4, 5, 6. You know,
that's
I
4, 5, 6.
That since I was a kid.
Yeah, so
to the train station, they playing that CeeLo out there. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that's I used to do a lot of that. That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get down like that anymore. But it was like
you ain't playing no dice no more.
Nah, I'm not. I'm good with all that. But I had some games for them games. The games was incredible when I did have them. They were
They said destroying them. They said you had them under pressure.
Yeah,
They told
those.
me anybody. What's one of the big shout out to my brother Guy 5001 on the check-in. What's what you don't gotta say you want it, whatever, but what's a legendary game that you had? Who played with you? I know Diddy was one, because I heard you was abused.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Nah, they told me you was abusing Diddy.
I forgot about that one. How they said I got the money, and then we went to the club next door, and they said, "Come on, we ain't finished, we ain't playing, man." I said, "I'm done, man. I'm not playing no more. I got this money."
You know, I beat him one time, and I don't gamble at all by beginner's luck.
I remember that one. That was a good one right there.
The man made me spend all the money I beat him in the strip club that night. He took Teddy Riley on the check-in. Teddy Riley here.
TR,
Teddy
what's
Riley's
up,
on
baby?
everybody on the check-in, man. But they said they keep giving me names who would keep. Yo, Keith ain't into that. If he is, it got to be the big, you know, it got to be the big owner. Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown, that's it. There's nothing else to be talked about. Everybody else, the other guy, we know where he at. You know what I'm saying? The other guy, we know where he at, you know? And so unfortunate, man. I you know, I won't even elaborate on that, but I'm gonna ask you one question before we leave. I don't know about you, but I've never seen no shit like this corona shit that's going on right now.
Right.
Like I never dreamed there would be, you know, like today's the first time in 2 months somebody came in my house because my AC broke. I live in Miami, shit 100 degrees. We gotta fix it.
Right.
And we are spraying every milk and cranny of some shit with some Lysol in here. I'm not playing. I don't want to talk to him. I have my man. I didn't even want him in my house.
Right.
What? Huh? You can't enjoy the show? You don't even want to come wave high at Keith Sweat. You know that's our guy. He loves Keith Sweat. Yo, you know we worship you. I want you to hear the words worship. That's a different type of shit. That's not that's another thing, right? But the corona is very, 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 very serious, right? Mm-hmm. And you lived through the HIV era, the AIDS era. Which one of these shits you think is worse?
I mean, I gotta really say, I think the AIDS era was crazy because we just didn't know where that was coming from. But this is kind of like the same thing because you don't know who got it, how it's gonna hit you, when it do hit you, how it's going to affect you. Then they quarantine. With the AIDS, you were in quarantine. You didn't have to stay in the house. This one is like, you know, that food, you don't know if you should go and buy up all the food from the grocery store. You just don't know what you should do in this era. And I just want to say this to all the people out there, you know, if you're going to go out there, be very, very careful out there, because I understand people got to understand what it is. I mean, I know there's a whole lot of people out there that just have to go out there and work because they have to get that check because they have bills to pay, and it's unfortunate that it's like that. But when you go out there, just be very, very, very careful because, you know, I know just like you know, it's probably, you know what I'm saying, the people who are less fortunate that have to go out there and work, and they know that, and the government know that, everybody know that. So, and they know what
I say it's deliberate that they opened up Georgia and Atlanta first. And
I would say a lot of things are happening and they're not happening. They're happening for a reason. I don't think there's no mistake as to what's going on out here and why they're opening up certain places, why they're saying certain people have to work at the meat place when, you know what I'm saying, when they know that's infected or that's contaminated, you know. But like, that's why we have to all be smart about what we're doing and how we do it. You know what I mean? We understand, you know, it's always been a fight, you know, for us, you know what I'm saying? You know, people like ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's always been a battle. You know, I mean, I grew up in the projects. I understand. I understood the fight when I was growing up. I understood, you know, the odds of me making it from not making it as a kid. You know, I just overcame those odds. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not fortunate like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you just got to stay prayed up. You just got to stay on your knees a lot of times. You know, we all say we believe in God, but you know, we understand as we fall, but we all got to get up. You know what I'm saying? And if you fall, you might not get up, but you know there's another place that, you know what I'm saying? We all understand that this is not the end of all ends, you know, and people got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? If we leave here today, you got to ask yourself where you're going tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? If you stay prayed up, you know where you're going tomorrow. So we got to understand, we all got to leave here, but you know, there's a better place once we leave here if we live in the right way and doing the right things. And we just have to understand that.
Yo, let me tell you something. You said it all. You know, I tell them this all the time. You ain't looked at me, gangster rap or whatever. I talk to the people, and I always end this show telling them that no matter what happens, we can't question God. We gotta stay prayed up. We gotta thank God for everything, man. Because
Right.
now it put us in a position of like where, you know, I'm gonna tell you something, and it's no disrespect, but I never really liked, like, you know, I don't think I could say that, but there's certain spots I toured, you know, we got to make our money on the road. So
Right.
there's certain spots I toured that I never really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up this morning sitting on the patio saying, man, I wish I was at that spot right now, performing right now. Like, so it taught me how to really, 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 I think when this gets back to normal, God willing, we make it through, we're going to appreciate so many things in life because we've been living like this for so long. And I'm not just talking about rich people. I'm talking about poor people. Poor people, I don't give a damn. We ain't had no money, but Chiquitina had a party in our house every night till 6 in the morning. So we still was having fun, no matter what. You know
but
what I'm saying?
So, but you know what,
those,
Joe? Let me just say this. Like, if you look at how things are going in the world, we're living so recklessly right now. And, you know, sometimes God will do things to wake us up. This is just a wake-up call to let people know, hey, I'm still in control. So regardless of what you think, I'm still in control. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really a wake-up call for people to understand what this is really all about, you know, because, you know, you see what's going on. You see how things are going on, what's going on. You see that, you know, it's crazier now, you know, than it used to be when we were growing up. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to really get a wake-up call to say, hold up. What is this all about? You know what I'm saying?
No bullshit. And I ain't going to say I've been living bad because, you know, I stay prayed up and I stay trying to do as much as I can for people. And I take care of 30 people still. Like, you know what I mean? But man, even me, I got caught up. I got caught up with all this material shit, buying all type of extra fly shit, this, that. And now I'm sitting there, I feel embarrassed to throw a watch on. I feel embarrassed to even get fly right now because people losing their lives. And so it taught me that less is more, that you know, simple is where it's at, and family is where it's at, and God is where it's at. You know,
this allows you to appreciate your family. The funny thing, I told somebody this today, right? Being quarantined with someone, you was with him for the money or you was with him because it's real love. You know what I'm saying? So this alone is teaching a whole lot of people a whole lot of things. So like I said, you know, whenever I do my thing, whether it's live or, you know what I'm saying, an impromptu or whatever, it's like basically I'm going to be like, yo, whether you with the one you love because you love them or whether you with them because you hate them, This goes out to both of y'all. You know what I mean? So because it is like it is. It just has taught us, and definitely has taught me a lot of things, and it has made me just more aware of a lot of things, and definitely more appreciative of a lot of things. Because I lost my mom 4 years ago, and my sister, the pancreatic cancer. You know what I mean? So it just, I understand what it really is. It just puts you back into another frame of mind when all of this is going on, and you see people's lives being lost because of this virus, and because our government hasn't taken or done the things they needed to do to protect us from this type of situation. It just makes you more aware of a lot of things, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And that's part of when I can't sleep at night. My mother and father still alive, and I got them, they well taken care of, but I extra pray for them. My mother's on the check-in right now, but it's like, it's crazy, B, because I worry about them. You know what I'm saying? I really worry about them and everybody, man. Me, like you, we know so many people, we so popular, man. Every day, this shit is like regular. Every day they keep coming to me, yo, such and such died, such and such father died, such and such mother died. Yo, homegirl, she died. This one, he died. Yeah, every day. Because New York is where the war's at. And we from New York. And we know the projects, everybody live on top of each other. So it's like, so I just feel so bad for everybody. At the same time, worried about me too. Nobody got on this world. Nobody got this shit under control. Nobody really could tell you they good. You know what I'm saying? So
right, that's true.
That's real talk.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I know people, the richest people, the prime minister of the UK caught the shit. Your man Dolan, who owns the Knicks, caught the shit.
Right.
You be the richest dude in the fucking world. You could be the billionaire of all billionaires. You will catch this shit. Tom Hanks caught the shit.
And you can't take none of the money. You can't.
Thing.
And you can't take none of the money with you. You can't take none of this with you.
Yeah,
this
you
all
can't
material.
take none of that shit with you. So
can't take it with you.
So my thing is, everybody should practice the safe distancing, man. And if I was from Georgia, so if they open up Miami, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out. I'm gonna let some people go out there and tell me if the coast is clear.
Right,
I'm keeping it real.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that's true.
I'm keeping it real.
Right.
When they open this shit up, I'm not going out like that. I'm not going out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what happens.
Right.
Let somebody test run this shit.
Right.
They want to be in the street, that's on them. They know not to be in the street, but I gotta stay home. I'm not running out there.
Right.
I'm not doing that. It's simple as that. But yo, Keith, I love you, bro.
Love you back, boy.
Too much. It ain't too many people on this earth that love you more than me. My wife, my family, my dudes we grew up, everybody I grew up with, that 88 shit, they love you, man. Everybody's on the check-in. The living legends on the check-in. Shout out, Mayor. Everybody, they love you, bro. We love you. You heard, Sweat?
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Peace,
love you back,
brother.
boy. Appreciate you,
Be
boy.
safe.
Be safe, man. Take care of yourself. Peace out.
All right, guys, let me tell y'all something. This is a dream come true for me. Yo, Raul, what's up? I love you. Uncle Dan, I love you. This is a dream come true for me. When I had no vision and I had no way of knowing I was going to be Fat Joe the rapper, and I was in the streets taking all the risk in the world. I was very aggressive. I was very thirsty. I would stop at nothing to get money and come up. And anybody in my way, I was going to run right through them. And I did it, right? And thank God, music saved my life. But this man is a different type of man. Keith Sweat, man, I look up to him so much in so many different ways, man. And he's always maintained himself, and his integrity has always been a positive, man. You got to understand, man, Keith Sweat, I love Keith Sweat on another level. I'll advise anybody who loves hip hop, y'all can go to the Tony Touch, DJ Tony Touch, and Do-Wop Battle. Keisha Cole, I need you on here, Keisha. We got to talk. Let me see if she get on this shit. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see Keisha get on this shit. Hold up. Let's see. We might as well just go. This has been an R&B night. Fuck it. Let me see if she ready to do this. Hold up. Keisha, where you at, sis? Where you at? I threw that bait out there. I don't know. Keisha, she ain't answering. But I'll set something up with Keisha. Keisha, you know what's crazy is I was on tour. It was me, Nelly, T.I., and Keisha Cole opened up. And I understand quarantine. Some of the girls, they ain't ready at the time. They ain't got their makeup done up. I understand. But Keisha, she family. She here for the whole shit. But she opened up for us, right? And so she would, whenever I did What's Love, Keisha would ask me for a mic. And because Ashanti wasn't there, Keisha would sing What's Love from the back of the curtain. And I remember I told Keisha some shit. I don't know if she remember, but I'll tell her when we'll get Keisha on here. But I remember Keisha Cole, they had her going around the whole country. We had tour buses. They had her in a van, like a 18-passenger van or something. Nobody from a record label was there, whatever, but she was out there paying her dues like all of us. And I remember her album came out and the shit went #1. And all of a sudden, the record label got a bus. The people from the label walking around with her. They acting like they love her. They acting like this and this and that. And I remember telling them, man, we was in the hotel lobby, and I said, yo, Keish, these people ain't your friends, man. Don't believe these people. Just last week they had you on a van, and now they trying to act like they believed in you. Your shit came out, it blew. Don't trust her. And I always told her to make that record Love, her single Love. And I would always make her sing that for me. But yo, put God first. I love y'all, Fat Joe Show. You know we off on closed on Sundays. You're my Chick-fil-A. Closed on Sundays. You're my Chick-fil-A. You know this shit closed on Sundays, man. The family are even telling me, yo, Saturday Night Fever might be shut down. They want Monday through Friday. I'm fighting for y'all to bring y'all some shit on Saturdays. But Sunday, this shit closed. Eric B, I love you. Rest in peace, Rap. And BK, Meg, rest in peace. My brother JB, sorry about your father this week. He buried his father, Jeff Aronson. Yes, it is the big, 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 big show. The Fat Joe Show. Peace, y'all.